As a mother, it is so important to be able to communicate with your child. You need to know how they're feeling, if they need something, if something's hurting, or just what's going on in their mind.
Well, on the most basic level, if a child cannot communicate, they can't make their needs known. And so a lot of things can happen as a result of that.
Prior to attending HSDC, my kids would get very frustrated with each other. My son, who's 3 now, would get so frustrated because he didn't have any words. I mean, the only word he was saying when he came to Banky was mama.
You see a child come in who's surly and keeps to themselves and is clearly frustrated. You give them language, you give them communication, you start this kind of fun learning atmosphere, and they change. Their whole demeanor changes.
I remember the first day that my son sat down, was playing with a toy, and my other daughter wanted the toy, and he said to her, 2 more minutes, please. That's something that they say in school all the time. And I didn't know this, and I was kind of shocked, like, wow, where did he come up with that, 2 more minutes?
Kids who have language delays, they don't learn, their vocabulary doesn't increase in a 1-hour speech therapy session one-on-one, but that's usually all that we get to provide as speech therapists. But I'm so lucky to be able to work with these kids 4 days a week for 3.5 hours, because it's just language, 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 speech, 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 and you can't help but see growth.
Early learning, early education isn't just about reading and writing. It's also about the social development of a child and the ability to play and just have fun.
We just started Preschool Pizza Parlor, and we transformed our dramatic play area into a kitchen and a restaurant seating area, so the kids get to act out making the pizzas and bringing it to the table and serving it to their friends. All of the preschool skills are integrated into the theme that we're focusing on at that time.
The reason that birth to 5 is so important in the development of a child's life is that 90% of a child's brain is developed by age 5. And as children are developing and learning, all those experiences between 0 to 5 make the difference in how they start kindergarten.
When children get a really good, positive early learning experience, that's going to carry them through the rest of their education experience and into their adulthood. So we know from looking at longitudinal studies about kids that have gotten good, high-quality early learning compared to children who have not, we can see that there are differences around how kids perform in school, whether they graduate, whether they go on to college, the kinds of jobs they get, their ability to stay off welfare and out of the criminal justice system, and those kinds of things. So we know that it really pays off to have high-quality early learning.
I feel so lucky that I found HSDC because the issues, the speech issues, are being addressed. And I know by the time my kids are in kindergarten, they're gonna feel confident, they're gonna feel comfortable with their speech, and it's just gonna take them with their whole education. I'm so grateful to HSDC. They have a scholarship committee here, and they have granted all 3 of my kids some type of partial scholarship, and without that, my kids wouldn't have been able to attend.
And when I look at a child, and I look at the face of a child in HSDC, I think, now more than ever, we need to make sure that child is supported. We need to make sure that with all the other challenges they may be facing in their life, both physical, economic, family, whatever's happening in their lives, they need a good education. We have that finite window, birth to 5, to make a difference in these children's lives.
If there was no HSDC, I think my son would still not be talking. I will never ever be able to express into words how grateful I am for HSDC. It's amazing.